Hello friends, I am Professor Wagmar Biyar. Uh, Today we will discuss the topic on methods and time of application of manures, fertilizers and the green manure. You can see the first one, methods of application of manures and fertilizers in solid form. In that there are classified into three main types, that is broadcasting method, then placement method, then localized method. In case of broadcasting method, again divided into two subtypes, that is broadcasting or broadcast at sowing and then broadcast after sowing, that is concept of crop dressing. In case of placement method, there are different types, that is plow soil placement, then deep placement, then subsoil placement. In third one, that is localized placement, divided into different types, that is contact placement, pellet placement, then side dressing, then band placement. In band placement, they again divided into subtypes, that is the hill placement and the row placement. These are the methods of application of manures and fertilizers in solid form. And second one, that is methods of application of fertilizers in liquid form. In that is starter solution, foliar application, then direct application of to the soil, then application of fertilizer through irrigation water. That is first one. Methods different applications the application of fertilizers in solid form. There are that is first one, broadcasting. That is broadcasting means the spreading of manures and fertilizers evenly and uniformly all over the field is called as broadcasting. And to apply larger quantities in this method is useful, and there are uh, two types of broadcasting. That is broadcasting at the sowing or planting. Is done at the time of planting or sowing. That is called as basal placement or basal application of the fertilizers or the basal dose. Then top dressing, that is broadcasting of the fertilizers in between the standing crop, is known as the top dressing. The top dressing should be done when the leaves of the plants are or should not be done when the leaves are wetted. Or in general, this method is most suitable or useful for the application of nitrogenous fertilizer containing the nitrate nitrogen. And this is closed space or the broad space standing crop. This method is recommended, and the method fertilizer should be given between the rows of the crop or not and not on the plant for avoiding the scorching of the leaves. The second method is placement. In this method, the fertilizers are placed in the soil irrespective of the position of the seedlings or the growing plant. And there are three types of the placement. First one, that is plow soil placement. In this method, the fertilizer is placed in continuous band in the bottom of the furrow at the time of plowing, and each band is covered as the next furrow is turned. And by this method, the fertilizer is placed in the moist zone where it can become more available to the growing plants during the dry season. Next one, the deep placement. This is a not common method. This method is very useful for the application of nitrogenous and phosphatic fertilizers, especially in the transplanted paddy crop. In this method, the fertilizers are applied in the plow furrow in dry soil before flooding the land, and it is ready for paddy transplanting, and while the carrying out the puddling operation, and it is mixed thoroughly in the root zone of the crop. And third one, that is subsoil placement. The placement of the fertilizers in subsoil with the help of the heavy power machinery called as subsoil placement or the subsoiler. This method is useful for the application of the phosphatic fertilizers such as rock phosphate in the acidic soil in humid and the subhumid regions. And the third main type, that is localized placement, means the application of fertilizers in the soil by taking into account the position of seedlings or the growing plants. In other words, the application of fertilizer in soil closest to the seed of the plant. This method is useful when the relatively small quantities of fertilizers are applied, and the fertilizers are placed in the bands or the pockets. This method reduces the fixation of the phosphorus and the potassium. And in that there are different types. That is first one, contact placement. That is drilling of the fertilizer and the seed together while sowing. That is placing of the seed and fertilizer in the same row. The greatest hazard of this method is that the seed germination may be sometimes be affected. This hazard can be avoided by placing the fertilizer below the seed by fertilizer drill. Second one, the band placement. The fertilizer is placed either in continuous or discontinuous band. The application of fertilizer in discontinuous band is known as hill placement, and it is most useful for widely spaced crop, for example, fruit crops, vegetables, etc. Then application of fertilizer in continuous band is known as the row placement, and it is most useful for the crops like sugarcane, potato, maize, cotton, and the tobacco, etc. And third one, the pellet application. In this method, the nitrogen fertilizers is applied in the form of pellets, that is 3 to 5 centimeter deep between the two rows of the paddy crop. And for this purpose, fertilizer is mixed with the soil in 1:10 ratio and make it into tough. Then small pellets are made and deposited in the middle of the paddy field. Then side dressing. In this method, the fertilizers are spread in between the rows or the around the plant, and the application of the nitrogenous fertilizer in between the rows by hand or wide space crops like maize, sugarcane, and tobacco. Then application of the mix and or the straight fertilizer around the base of the fruit trees like the banana, then grape and mango. And the second method of application, that is in the application of fertilizer in liquid form, that is in this case, that is first one, starter solution. The solutions of the fertilizers containing NPK in the ratio of 1:2:1 or 1:1:1 are the applied to young seedlings or the young vegetable plants at the time of transplanting, and this solution is known as the starter solution. The starter solution helps in the rapid establishment and the quick early growth of the seedlings. Then foliar, second one, the foliar application, that is spraying of the leaves, spraying the leaves of a growing crop with the fertilizer solution or of one or more nutrients. The most common material are used in the urea and some micronutrients, and it is well known fact the plant nutrients are also absorbed through the leaves of the plant in limited quantities. In general, when the leaf area is maximum and the crop suffering from the shortage of nutrient, response to be for the uh, foliar application is favorable. In case of the foliar application, does not show any special benefit over the soil application. For foliar application, concentration of fertilizer solution should be 2 to 3%, otherwise the marginally burning may occur. Then foliar spraying can also be combined with the spraying of the operations taken up for the weed, insect or disease control, and the spraying should be done early in the morning or late in the evening, that is to avoid the scorching or burning of the leaves. Then direct application of liquid fertilizers, that is with the help of special equipment, it is used for the application of anhydrous ammonia and the nitrogen solution are to be directly applied to the soil, and by this method the liquid fertilizer containing two or more major nutrients can also to apply the soil. Then third one, that application of fertilizer through irrigation water. Fertilizers are allowed to dissolve into irrigation stream or applied along with the irrigation water, that is especially in drip irrigation system. This method is called as the fertigation. The nutrients are also carried into the soil in solution. The nitrogen fertilizers are more commonly applied through the fertigation or through the irrigation water. This method is also followed for the applying the oil cakes. The liquid fertilizers and water soluble fertilizers can also be applied through the drip irrigation system. In green manuring, the green manuring is the practice of enriching soil by turning the under soil and undecomposed plant nutrients or the material, which is mostly in leguminous plants, or the green manuring, the practice of plowing the green plant tissues grown in the field or adding the green plants or the leaves from the outside and incorporating them into the soil for improving the structure as well as the fertility of the soil. The green manure crops, the crops grown for the purpose of restoring or the increasing the organic matter content in the soil is known as the green manure crops. The types of green manuring, the green manuring in situ. Green manure crops are grown in the field itself and buried in the same field. The most common Green manure crops are sunhemp, dhenchas, cowpea, matki, or the mothbean, then moong or green gram, udit, then kulthi or guar, etc. Then green leaf manuring, the tender leaves or the green branches and the leaves are collected from the forestlands or the wastelands and nearby the forest, and they are spread in the field or incorporated into the soil. Then shrubs and trees are also be grown on the bud, and their green leaves and twigs are cut and turned into the soil. For example, Gliricidia, then wild daincha, then Karanjain, then Teprosia, and then Cassia thora, then Kanjal are the examples of the green leaf manuring. Next one, the advantages of green manuring. It adds the organic matter to the soil, and then stimulate the activity of soil microorganisms, improves the soil structure, then thereby improving the water holding capacity of the soil, then decreasing runoff and the erosion by the rain, then it fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, then increases the availability of phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and the iron, and suppress the growth of weeds. And it takes the nutrient from lower layers of the soil and add to the upper layer in which it is incorporated. And the next one, that is disadvantages of green manure, that is incidence of pest and disease may increase, and the loss of one crop, depletion of moisture which affects the growth of the succeeding crop, and the cost of growing green manure crops may be more than the most of the commercial nitrogenous fertilizers. And the characteristics of good green manure crops, it should yield a larger quantity of green material within a short period, and then it should be quick growing, then especially in the beginning of so as to suppress the growth of weed, and it should also preferred by be a legume crop or leguminous family, and should be succulent and should have more leafy growth and should be deep or fibrous root system and should be able to grow within a short period of time. These are the characteristics of good green manure crops. Next concept for the point, that is time of manures and fertilizer application. That is basal application, that is before primary tillage. Bulky organic manures or green manures and the soil amendments as well as conditioners are applied before the tillage operations or the primary tillage for thorough mixing the with the soil. And then basal dressing, there is application of manures and fertilizer before last plowing or puddling or before sowing or 1 month of sowing or planting, that is basal dressing. Then at the sowing or the planting, that is called basal dose. Concentrated organic manures, readily soluble higher mobile fertilizers, slow release fertilizers, starter dose of nitrogen fertilizer to legume crops, and fertilizers for the specific nutrient deficient soils are to be applied at the time of sowing. In top dressing, it is application of manures and fertilizers to the established crop within the crop duration or in between the standing crop, and should be done should be applied to the soil, not on the foliage. And the split application of nitrogen and the potassium especially should be done through the cropping period to increase the fertilizer use efficiency. Thank you. This is today's topic about the methods and the time of application of manures and fertilizer. Thank you.